Hi, everyone. I'm Eddy Salas, and welcome back to The Price Point. Last week we decided to delve into something a little bit different than pricing. We actually decided to go and start talking about product display pages. And I think that actually set us up really well for really talking about content optimization and really what does that mean in terms of your online site that's out there. So today we're going to delve into that just a little bit on The Price Point. So content optimization. It's all about maximizing your SEO and revenue through your PDP optimization. Now, there's a lot of different ways on how you can actually optimize your PDP. And we'll take it, in a couple of different steps. The very first step is really auditing. It's really, trying to pinpoint any type of issues that's holding back your PDP performance. The way I like to look at auditing is, think of going to a doctor. Right, and they're trying to diagnose you. You've got all these potential ailments, and they're trying to identify, okay, well, what may be going on? That's essentially what auditing is for your overall website and for your overall PDP. Now, once you get that audit where you find your respective opportunities, you may be able to make choices to be able to fix those up. But the other part of it is you can also compare what's potentially out there in the overall environment. Right, this is where benchmarking comes into play. Right, so benchmarking is that comparison. It's really understanding where your PDP page stands as compared to your competition. Again, going back to the doctor analogy that we talked about, this is where they're trying to understand the environment. What's going on around, right? Do you have symptoms that, are you feverish? Do you have muscle aches? Well, is there a flu kind of going around? Now they're starting to triangulate, trying to get that information so that they can prescribe to you medicine to be able to address your issue. And PDP pages work the same way. The auditing kind of gives you your opportunities. Your benchmark kind of tells you really what's out there. When you bring them together, you can address the problem via content enrichment. You can uncover gaps that may exist within your PDP page, and you may be able to implement targeted enhancements. You actually also may be able to take a look at what you perceive as best in class, but someone else may have a best in class. And how do you actually merge that into the two? And that's really all about content optimization is. It's about maximizing their SEO and revenue through that PDP optimization. And we'll talk about each one of these in just a little bit more detail. So the question on PDP, and we touched upon this last week, is what does good look like? Well, really what makes a PDP page operate and really be optimized at a high level, there's a lot of different facets associated with it. Do you have high resolution images? What about enhanced videos in augmented reality, AR? Can I hold my phone up and see how that item would actually look in a living room or in a kitchen? You also want to be able to have clarity on brand and description and sizes. If there's additional attributes, maybe you have nutritional information. You want to be able to play all that into your overall PDP pages. You also want to talk about active engagements by your customer. What's kind of going on ratings and reviews? Do you have really good ratings? Do you have a lot of reviews going towards your particular product? What about your curated facts and your Q&A, just to give your customers a little bit more insights in terms of what's going on, and then ensure you kind of play with those right keywords for that the SEO, the search engine optimization. And you want all of that to facilitate into your PDP page. The big difference between your online merchandising versus your physical merchandising, at least from a physical merchandising perspective, if a customer wants to look at an item, they can take a look at the ingredients. They can, they have that physical item to be able to take a look at the nutritional values and everything along those lines. So it's very easy for them to be able to capture that. Online world, you've got to be able to bake it all in. You've got to make it look good. You've got to make it be very descriptive, and really provide those additional aspects to be able to help the customers at the end of the day. So that's what good looks like from a PDP page. As we start talking about content auditing, this is really about uncovering gaps or inaccuracies that may exist on your PDP page. Right? So what happens, if you have one section that says, hey, I've got a 10 by 10 by 20 table, But then you go a little bit further, and now it says, okay, you've got a 9 by 10 by 9, right? Well, there's that disparity that's out there that customers, it's going to leave customers confused in terms of, okay, well, which one is it, and it may deter them from purchasing the product in the overall. So, are there missing specifications? Are the images low quality? Is it very difficult to understand to see what I'm actually purchasing? Incomplete descriptions. Again, we talked about the mismatched sizes, erroneous certifications that are there. There's no SEO. Again, there's a lot of different things that ultimately kind of confuse customers at the end of the day to really be able to drive them to purchase the respective item. And those are things where your audits can help you capture, right? We can leverage AI to be able to pass through your PDP pages and compare it to what you feel is your best in class. Do you want 5 or 6 or 7 images on there? Okay, well, let's pull those images and do that respective comparison and see if there's clarity in that. Are there missing bullets as part of the description? Again, all that feeds into the overall audit. In terms of benchmarking, again, this is really where you start leveraging competitor insights to be able to help facilitate your own PDP pages. So you have a couple of examples here where I've got one example where there's the content on the PDP is almost non-existent, but I've got that same item at a competitor site, and you can take a look at the richness of the overall content. Can we leverage that? Can we leverage what we see at other retailers to be able to help inform our own PDP pages, right? And while this may work well with your traditional national brand products, this also could work for your third-party marketplace as well, right? And if you've got that same seller, well, why is that seller having rich content on one site but not that rich content on your site? Again, this is really where you're able to start asking a lot of these questions. So while the auditing really does compare your PDP to kind of your best in class, now we're comparing that PDP to really what else is out there, because there may be new initiatives, there may be new specs, there may be new attributes that may exist out there that could help you in the overall. Now, why do all of this? Why do the audits and why do the benchmarking? It's going to answer 3 critical questions. It's going to help you evaluate and enhance your overall PDP pages. One, your auditing it's going to ask, okay, does your site meet your own expectations? Right? You've got your gold standard. Does the PDP page hold up to that? The second one is really on the benchmarking side of it. How does your competition compare to your expectations? Again, you'll be able to learn a lot from that. And then lastly, when you kind of bring it all together, right, what does the best in class performance look like? And how can it inform your site optimization? Again, very much like that doctor analogy that we talked about. Let's diagnose the issue. Let's understand what's kind of going on in the environment. And let's prescribe something to be able to kind of fix that. Auditing, benchmarking, and content optimization essentially allows you to kind of play into that in the overall. So again, there's a lot of really interesting capabilities that we can leverage with AI, with data capture. It's not just pricing, it's not just assortment. Last week and this week, we delved into PDP optimization, or what PDP, what a good PDP looks like and how you optimize it at the end of the day. There's a lot of capabilities that are out there. We'll definitely talk about more in future episodes of the price point, but hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight in terms of what's going on your PDP pages and some of the capabilities that are out there in order to optimize it to get your sales and revenue and to maximize your SEO. Thank you again for joining us at the price point. We look forward to the next time we talk.